You know what I mean? Then I don't want to be a part of them. I don't want to be around them or nothing. Plus, I feel as though what's done in the dark will come to light. It's secrets that everybody's gonna find out about that I don't have to play a hater draw snitch about. That will come out. You'll find out for yourself and you'll know why I did it. I swear to God, y'all, I'm living by the rules of the game that y'all, the people, had put down for us to live by.
Right?
Yeah.
Are these people natural born pedophiles? Or is this something they have to do once they get in a certain position?
Do you want to know what I think it is?
That's why I asked the question.
Okay, so if you notice like all the people related to the Epstein files, right? There's really no entertainers and no like athletes.
No.
Like almost zero.
Yeah. Welcome to IPTV.
Knowledge of yourself, and with the greater knowledge of nature, you must know what is good and what is not. You must know what is finite. You must know that which is material, physical, and otherwise.
What's up? It's your boy Darren Dickerson, back in the building for Little Rock IPTV. Welcome to Back to Discovery and Distrust. Man, I'm not even gonna waste no time today, y'all. We gotta get into the fact that Ashton Kutcher, the Epstein files, obviously, you know, there's a picture out there floating around with Ashton, Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. You know, man, I've been trying to decide when are we on the multicultural media side gonna catch up to what everybody else is talking about. It's really strange, you know. It's no stranger than when the whole R. Kelly tape thing first dropped and how long it really took the community and for everybody to go and get on board the fact that R. Kelly really is a pedo and essay on a grand massive scale. You know, there are people who say, "Oh, I can't believe they're trying to take down Diddy and take down a good black man." Come on, man, y'all need to save all that. And now that these names are coming out, people are trying to really act like, you know, we shouldn't talk about the fact that Jay-Z's name and Beyonce's name and Pusha T and how many other people are mentioned in these files. Well, as you guys know, I've been bringing y'all women, one woman in particular, Andrea Kelly, and she's just telling a very honest story about when she was 17 and met Big Daddy Kane, and how from that first night he snatched her up, and before she knew it, she was in New York for 4 or 5 months while she's supposed to be in high school.
Next day, come with him to Jim Brown's house.
Yes,
right?
yes, you and your
so y'all
friends.
go to Jim Brown's house. He opens the door.
Friends. Wait, I want to make sure I say you and your friends. He's like, you and your friends want to come up and hang out with us.
Right.
Cool.
Right. So you and your homegirls is getting ready to go. Your homegirls gonna follow you in the car. Right.
Yes.
And
yes.
Then, and so you jumping in the 2-seater Benz with Big Daddy Kane.
Yes.
Right. How old were you?
I must have been 17.
Okay. Were you still in high school?
I had to be 17, huh?
Were you still in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we all grown now.
Yeah. So, yes, okay. I was supposed to be in high school.
So now we set this in. We gonna
knowledge of yourself, and with the greater knowledge of nature, you must know what is good and what is not. You must know what is finite. You must know that which is material, physical, and otherwise.
Bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom, some lady said there's some people downstairs waiting for you. And I'm looking around like, okay, what do you mean people, and what is she talking about? I go downstairs, it's the nation waiting. So I guess he must have sent them to the restroom to come and get me. I don't know if this was the
Islam.
Yes, the Nation of Islam came to get me from the bathroom. I walked over to where he was.
So Big Daddy Kane had Fruits of Islam as his security.
Yes. And remember, he's I don't know if you know this, but he's a 5%er. So they were all tied in together, Jim Brown and all of them together. And so he ended up inviting me and my friends over to where he was staying, which he used to stay at Jim Brown's house. And so we went to Jim Brown's house and, well, he was like, ride with me over to, up the hill or whatever. My friends will follow me in my car. So I go to walk around. I remember he was in I don't remember what those Benzes were called, the little square, not the heart-to-heart ones, but the Benzes. They were the 2-seater. Were they like 500 SLs or something?
Yeah, 500 SL, yeah.
Okay, so I had a 500 SL, and it was white, and it was convertible. And we walked out to the car, and while we were walking to the car, he opened the door and for me, and then when he walked back to the other side.
So people are getting mad saying, oh, why you got to bring up Big Daddy Kane? It's not that we bringing up Big Daddy Kane. She's telling you how it really went down in the 90s. So I've told y'all a lot. I am a former manager, music in the 90s, publicist through the 2000s, launched some of your favorite hit shows, and was a part of L Plumber Media, Lemmy Plumber, yeah, I say it with a and the whole Zeus thing. So you don't get no more inside than a publicist. You don't get no more inside than the stuff I've seen and the stuff that I've been a part of. Did you know there's a coven of witches in Hollywood? And they're public about it on social media. A coven of witches, yes. Now, I think they're good witches. I don't know if that's even a thing. I mean, I don't get into the witchcraft, you know what I mean, or anything like that. You know, they do it around Halloween, so it comes off as, you know, very celebratory of Halloween. But, you know, they also have other affiliations. Now, I'm not going to try to drag any group or any people into stuff that don't need to be dragged, but right now, we're talking about the biggest, most dominant industries in our culture, right? When I say culture, I mean within African American and multicultural culture. The most biggest industries are being dominated by pedophiles. Y'all know what's been going down. Y'all know what has been talked about for years. Yeah, man, so we got some really great news. Got a ton of folks gonna be coming on to talk. I got a cohort, man, from music that's gonna be coming on starting tomorrow to be a part of the show. I'm gonna bring you people who can tell you what really went down. I'm gonna bring on people who can tell you their firsthand experience of what they went through, what they witnessed and what they saw. Right? I mean, have y'all heard about what's been going on with Jelly Roll?
This whole backing up criminals who ain't setting a good example for anybody, who can't do nothing for themselves, we gotta stop idolizing these motherfuckers. If they're not gonna take up for kids and women, what the you think they're gonna take care of anything? Do you think they're gonna take up for anything? No. These kids aren't gonna stop idolizing people who got 30 fucking armed robbery charges, that are getting pardoned, that are on Joe Rogan, that, you know, deflated themselves on Ozempic. That's who everybody's going to keep looking up to. Somebody's tell my mama, my daddy, my brother, my uncle. That's got to be over with. There's a lot of people who are really starting to speak up, and I'm glad, because this can't go on like this. You mean to tell me, Smelly Hole Jelly Roll, who's got 30 gajillion charges or whatever, violent charges with like weapons and shit. You mean to tell me that guy gets like pardoned or whatever, and then just a year ago, this mother showing up at my house, I got a whole fucking flash drive I had to turn into the cops because this mother, I'm gonna pull up to his mom's house, I'm gonna shoot this dude and shoot everything about this dude, like trying to act like a fucking gangster. Like, dude, grow up.
So tell me why country music, the Ashton Kutcher situation, they are dredging up stories that former models have told.
Specific illicit desire to want underage people.
Well, I
very
underage people. No, little girls, children, not underage people. Would you say, oh, he's an overage toddler? No, you wouldn't say that. Notice the softening of the language because he's protecting the Epstein class.
How do you even find out that someone's into that?
Well, I don't think that the majority or anything close to it of the women were technically, I mean, I think it was largely very young, barely legal, so to speak. But, and I know that there were cases of underage, but I think
most of it was just
very, very young, but not like
20-year-old
not
girls,
like 13
18-year-old
type thing. And then remember, because this is an international enterprise, and many of the clients are like in countries that don't necessarily have the same norms about that that we do. You can very easily see someone getting involved in that just because girls juice deals.
Girls juice deals? What the?
But somehow on the hip hop, multicultural side, we ain't trying to have this conversation. Is it because everybody's tainted? I mean, are you hearing what this dude, this is what country music is saying about what's happening with their country music artists. And it's all tied to SA and PED and all the most disgusting things you could ever imagine. But why are we not having this conversation in the culture?
So if you notice like all the people related to the Epstein files, right? There's really no entertainers and no like athletes.
No.
Like almost zero.
Yeah.
Country music, MAGA world, Joe Rogan, Barstool sports people, everybody's sitting down having this conversation. But hip hop is not trying to say it might not be true. It's true. I'm a publicist, former publicist. It's all true. What do you want to know about? All you gotta do is ask the right person. You clearly don't listen to Jaguar Wright.
Been right, Jag. We have to say it again. You're right. I'm gonna say it. We know it, but I have to say it. You're right, Jag.
You want to know what's funny? You know what this feels like? This feels like, you know, somebody telling, you know, a younger family member, I know you're knocked up. And they keep saying, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. And then you see him at the family dinner 4 months later with their belly on swole. You know what I mean? And they say, you was right. Yeah. Was that? I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what part of this didn't you know? Where you been? And why is there so much investment in keeping all of this a secret? Why is there so much investment in trying to uplift people who the public has already said? Okay, let me back off a Diddy and Jay-Z and all of them are too relevant, right? Have you already listened to Biggie's lyrics? He said in a song, she looks so good, I will suck on her father's. Oh, how about this? In the intro to one of his songs on Ready to Die, or no, it might have been, it was on Juicy, on the same album as Juicy. He says, a chick asked him to shit on her, and then he says, after I shit on her. So they've been giving you little clues. And you start breaking down the lyrics, it's just the same way breaking down a letter Ashton Kutcher and them wrote. Once you start getting into all the little stuff that these people been doing for their friends, all the little stuff that they're low-key saying, suddenly it don't sound like they've been talking about this. All the way back to Eazy-E. So, talking about different artists and different people in the game being fake gangsters. So now let's put this all in perspective. What did hip hop have going on simultaneously on two coasts? Okay? On the East Coast, you had the Diddy and the Jay-Z and the weirdo stuff. And on the West Coast, Big U.
And in fact, we're following several breaking news stories at this hour. We begin with that South LA man who the feds say used taxpayer money and donations to fund gang activities. In the past hour, we've learned that Eugene Henley Jr. and Brian Mejia were taken into custody. Henley Jr. is a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Crips, according to the FBI. But in recent years, he worked in entertainment and ran a youth charity that the acting U.S. attorney now says was a front for his criminal enterprise. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi live in downtown L.A. with the very latest developments on this. Camilla?
Now, High calling 19 defendants in total in connection to this criminal enterprise. At least 2 of them appeared in federal court earlier today. And now, as you mentioned, Eugene Henley and another fugitive are now in custody tonight in connection to this case.
I mean, have y'all put together what we have been enduring for the last 15, 20 years or longer within the culture of the industry that we're in? So now you got a former gang member who was incarcerated most of his young adult life, comes home trying to run a 1930s protection scheme, and y'all don't think all these people was working together. So Big U on the West Coast using mafioso tactics within the industry to bully and gangster and whatever people in all sort of stuff. That's on the West Coast. On the East Coast, you got the weirdo stuff going on. And then you wonder what happened to all these different artists, and you wonder what happened to, you know, when Amaya say, yeah, nah, I'm out, and just go sit down, and everybody, you know what I mean? Or A. Marie be like, hey, yeah, nah, it's too much for me. Let me go and get up out of here, or Blue Karen Trail, or, man, the list goes on and on. The list goes on, and y'all trying to act like you didn't know. You ain't want to know. You still don't want to know. Because your first thing is to say, why is everybody trying to take down again? You don't need to say that, bro. Because it's time now for us to have a real conversation, and we just a platform to do it. So we're going to get back into the full episode of Andrea Kelly was there. Growing Up California Love is the episode title. It's streaming right now on Little Rock IPTV, Inglewood IPTV. We got the Ebony Steele show. Shout out to Ebony Steele. Hey, matter of fact, check this clip out.
Let's start right here.
Okay.
Because you done brought the medium soft, and I ain't get a chance to take my pills. I need my pills, and I don't get no doctor pills either. I go to the liquor store.
Medium soft is a situation amongst
adults,
medium to semi-medium aged men.
And you say you can be blessed.
Hold on, but y'all promise. Hold on, I have someone in the audience.
Okay.
She can say it loudly. Her face need not be shown. She was promised a trip where he was going to
break off some proper life.
Maybe late. Did that happen, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
What happened when y'all went on the trip?
It kept folding up.
well, hold on. Maybe you wasn't getting, you know, maybe
that's not our. It's
definitely y'all job.
No, it's not.
Look at the young man. The young man even looked at the face.
It is not our responsibility.
Nah. I mean, you might need a little spit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ebony Steele, man. She's on the network with Rodney Perry. Well, she got a couple of episodes out. She's interviewed Rodney Perry already. She's interviewed Vanessa Bell Calloway, Anthony David. Of course, you know, the stuff that we've been doing with Angelica Robles, Rick Ross. You know, we got a whole Fed and Felon episodes. Renee Enriquez talked to a former cartel hitman. So, you know, we're really diving into this true crime space. So anybody wondering, why am I spending so much time on this topic, is because the network, man, we're focused on true crime. And, you know, it's important that we get to an authentic narrative, an honest, true narrative about this whole situation, right? You know, because there is a lie that everybody been living. And now that the network is focused on true crime, we're finna peel back the layers, dig into everything that's going on. You know, it just so happens that right now it's the Epstein files. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, have you seen the clip when they talk about Brashear Gray? See, what I'm gonna talk about what happened with Brashear. I can give you more than that. Where is Dej Loaf? Okay, let me stop. Let me just get off of it for a minute. What I was telling y'all about is the stuff that's happening with the network now. Right? We just brought on a ton of new shows. As y'all saw the Ebony Steele clip. We got first run movies up. The feature film Rufus is up. The feature film I Am Gitmo. And for all you guys who are really caught up with everything that's happening with the government, everything we're doing with snatching people off the street, check out this trailer for I Am Gitmo.
Our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice. Our military is powerful and it's prepared. Tonight I ask for your prayers for all those who grieve. And I pray they will be comforted by a power greater than any of us, spoken through the ages in Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me.
My dearest family, you remember when you read these lines that it all started that day.
چرا؟ سان نکن بیا.
چی شده؟ کجا میبرینش؟
I had no reason to fear anything, even if they came in a military vehicle. Since the Americans had invaded our beloved city, everything's changed.
مواظب خودت باش.
Nevertheless, I had to go with the police, as refusing would have sent me straight to jail.
مواظب باش.
As we pulled away, I saw one of our neighbors taking money from foreigners, which was very strange.
Shout out to GVN Releasing and all the folks who've been a part of helping us acquire first run content. So I Am Gitmo, we've been streaming that. We're also streaming the Marcus Garvey story. I think that's on Inglewood IPTV right now. So, you know, Inglewood, SoCal, Little Rock IPTV, you can see all the content that me and Rick Ross are bringing to the network. We got another fight coming up next week. That'll be next Tuesday. We're back in Nashville for Country Box. We got Country Box streaming live. And so the fight card, we'll put up some stuff from the fight card. Matter of fact, check out some clips from the last fight.
Great left hand by Isaiah Johnson.
He's scared to counter.
Oh, left hand to the body sends Frank Brown down for the second time in this fight. And for twice, it was body shots that did it.
You can put a fork in him. I believe he's done.
Yeah.
That will end this fight. Isaiah Johnson.
Love for her sideline coverage, for her ringside coverage. Did you guys catch? We also carried, while we're on the boxing tip, we also carried Clarissa Sheikah Love for her sideline coverage, for her ringside coverage. Did you guys catch? We also carried, while we're on the boxing tip, We also carried Clarissa Sheikah Love for her sideline coverage, for her ringside coverage. Weigh in. Yep, we got all the Scrabble and Squabble. That's streaming on the network now. I know it's on Little Rock. I think it's on SoCal and Inglewood too. But make sure y'all, if you didn't catch the weigh in, we had the weigh in streaming live. And so now we're back to our Tuesday night fights. Next Tuesday is the next fight. It's gonna be streaming on definitely on Little Rock. Weigh in. Yep, we got all the Scrabble and Squabble. That's streaming on the network now. I know we have all channels when it's live. You'll be able to catch that a little. We'll leave it up for a few more weeks. We have the last fight. It's still up streaming. Shout out to Coach Malachi. He's covering boxing for us. We got a ton of new shows coming. But the feature that we're most excited about, you guys, is that we are now embedding print magazines into our FAST channel. So we're converting print web-based magazines into FAST channels on the network. We just added internet radio as FAST channels on the network. Now we are an omni-channel platform where you can watch, listen, read, all in the same place, engage in social media. All the hyperlinks and ads on the platforms, they come through. So we have web to video and visual radio. Crazy, right? I'm gonna keep this episode a little shorter today, just because I make sure that you guys have an opportunity to look into what we do on the network, see everything that we have coming, and understand that we're taking over the truth space. We're not going to stop covering this story about perverted, twisted Hollywood. We're not going to move away from and stop and allow the narrative to somehow be shifted and twisted, that these things aren't happening in the culture. They are. And if y'all don't want to talk about it, let me talk about it. Because I was there. I seen what went down. I can tell you who would always be leaving with kids, who had kids with them all the time. Now, what I might consider a kid, you might not consider a kid. I got people online trying to haggle with me. Well, 17 is really this, and in some states is this, and in some states. If that's your bag, bro. We finna find out how many people is just really down with borderline, underage, and they think it's okay. Somebody told me, 17 is the age of consent. Is it though? Should it be? And if that's what your mindset is, what does it say about you? We need to accept that up until somewhere into the 1900s, essay with your own child was a thing. In America? Come on, man. See, no one wants to tell the truth about the civil rights movement, right? The truth of the civil rights movement is that white women played a big part because they were also being persecuted by white men. And until we tell that truth, there ain't no sense in us having a conversation, because they benefited the most. And I'm not throwing no shade or no hate. White women should not be being assaulted by their parents, fathers, whoever. No one should be. But if we don't say that one of the byproducts and why white women were in the civil rights movement is because, all the movies, man. I'm just saying. There was that America used to be a bunch of drunks and sexual assaulters. Why do you think there was a temperance movement? There used to be where the liquor stores that were in the black community were also a part of the saloons that used to be on every corner, everywhere you turn around, yada, 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 yada. So you go back and look at why prohibition happened. It wasn't because black people was drinking. This was a country full of alcoholics that became a country full of drug addicts. I'm not saying this to talk shame. Go check your history and your facts, bruh. They show these shows on TV all the time. If you got Roku, if you got Pluto, if you got Prime, go look on live TV. Go look at the Ken Burns channel on PBS. Go watch the Prohibition documentary, the Prohibition series. Women led that movement because they was tired of they drunk husbands, brothers, fathers coming home and getting loose. Think I'm right? Do your own research. So here's what we're doing with this show. We starting with, we bringing in the history so you can understand that this ain't something that just happened. That there are people who know more about you and your patterns and what you may do in given situations than you do. That if you understand that the 50s and 60s and 70s was all about data and how to collect the data and use the data. By the 80s, they using the data. By the 90s, they already know patterns and what people gonna do. And they create the situations, this is how this should play out. How do I know? I was a data analyst for the military. I managed the largest database in the world at 19. I was a database manager for Forces Command during Operation Shield and Desert Storm. So don't get the gapping and saying I'm just talking, because I'm not just a talker. I'm a front liner who can tell you shit that you think you know, but you don't know. So there are people who know what will happen to communities under this situation. What will happen to women and men in this situation. And they create the situation and it just plays out. So all this is playing out kind of according to script. That's what you don't know. But guess what? But God. See, they didn't count for this one little equation in the whole factor, which is everything done in the darkness will come to the light. So it's all coming out. It's all coming out. All your favorite heroes, all your favorite people that are all weirdos are all about to be exposed through the Epstein files. Because they're all connected. And if you don't think they're connected, then you ain't been watching Hollywood. Why do you think everybody's so quiet? Listen, have you heard from Jay-Z? No. Have you heard from Pusha T? No. Have you heard from Pharrell, who represents Pusha T? No. What about Beyonce? No. You ain't even hear from nobody. So stay right here, man. Little Rock IPTV, SoCal IPTV, Inglewood IPTV, UIN, Image Geyser. I feel like Popeye. All I can stand, I can't stand no more. So nobody call me and ask me what I'm doing. Nobody call me and ask me why I'm doing it. If you're worried that I might say something about you, come talk. Come sit down. We got space on the couch. We got a whole couch right there. But if you think I'm gonna sit by and let what I know to be true not fully come out, you crazy. And now to all my friends who really know me from Hollywood, y'all know I live for this shit. Cause I blame them for Tupac and DMX. I'm gonna say it again. I blame them for Tupac and DMX. And Nipsey, and Aaliyah, and Left Eye. Yeah, I blame them all for all of them. So for me, yeah, my chip on my shoulder is this high, big as this building. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Plus, all the people in the comments ask me to keep going. So man, this is Discovery and Distrust. I'm your boy Darren Dickerson. Thank y'all for tuning in. I told you we're gonna be a whole show today. I wanted to make sure you guys know we just rolled out web to video, so we're gonna have some of your favorite magazines, some of your favorite stories. You'll be able to watch them on our network. We just introduced visual radio, so you'll be able to listen to your favorite music programming while streaming on our platform. We now have an omni-channel presentation that nobody can touch. We in your city, we in your community, so we call it all local content creators in any markets where we have an IPTV, hit us up. We want to see your shows. We want to bring you on. But this is your boy, Darren Dickerson, man. We here for Little Rock IPTV, SoCal IPTV. It's Discovery Distrust. We'll be back.
America, welcome to IPTV.
Knowledge of yourself, and with the greater knowledge of nature, you must know what is good and what is